Yahoo! Welcome to Minikaido Couple with Joe and
Mo.
Let's go!
So today, we're going to be discussing the great things about being an international couple. And that's because it is Mitsuno Factory! Okay, so before we start, I want to set a challenge for you guys. Yippee! Today, I want you to watch the whole of this video, like really drink it all in. If at any point we manage to bring a smile to your face, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And if you smile twice, share it with your friends. Why not? If we can make you smile now, we can always make you smile in the future. So let's smile together. Yeah! Yay, subscribe! Okay, on to our topic. So, how awesome is it to be an international couple? Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
And the reasons are: number 1, freedom as a couple. Number 2,
Our opportunities to live in different countries.
and number 3, the ability to learn about each other's cultures. And there are so many more, right?
Yeah.
Because it's amazing. Because let's be honest, we're pretty bloody awesome. Yeah. But for today, we're just going to focus on these points. So, on to number 1. All the freedom we get as an international couple. Now, one thing that I've noticed in our countries, but particularly in Japan, is that there are a bunch of unspoken rules about being in a relationship. So, for instance, there's like gender roles. So, I feel like while the world is like indeed changing, our societies kind of still have this ingrained idea of what like a woman and a man should do in a relationship. So in general, the idea is the woman is the homemaker and the man is the moneymaker. Now, of course, this is like changing all the time, but there's still this certain amount of pressure to fill these specific roles. So for instance, in recent months, there's been this one conversation that I feel keeps coming up for me, and it's kind of surprised me. So we've been together nearly exactly 2 years now. And so this is the sort of time where people are asking all those questions. Has he proposed yet?
いつ結婚するの?
Do you think you'll have children soon?
So when I tell them that I want to wait for the kids aspect, the people that asked me, all of which were actually women now that I think about it, they give me this like understanding nod and reply something along the lines of like, because you don't want to finish your career now. And it's not a question, it's like a statement. Because like, to me, kids don't mean the end of a career. Like some women or men choose to take on this new job of raising their children, and that's fabulous. They're doing what they love to do. But for me, I love my job and I would like to return to it as soon as I can, like as soon as my family is ready for me to return. But the idea that it's assumed that I would give up my job as soon as I have a child is kind of frustrating to me. Like, I don't like that. I mentioned this episode because this is just a slight comment that I get from people, and then it's dropped and we move on. But there are other people who receive so much more pressure to like conform to these sort of rules and gender identities. And not just gender rules really, like rules of conduct, rule of jobs, rules for the decisions you can make in your life, like everything. However, I feel like we're in a good position because as an international couple, like the usual rules don't really apply to us, I've found. I think people understand that we have this merging of cultures and social expectations because of our two countries. And I kind of feel like they cancel each other out. And we have this like unique relationship, right? Yeah. And we can make our own rules, which is like amazing. So yeah, I'm really appreciative that we have this flexibility in our lives and we can choose how we move forward with our relationship. Do you agree?
Yeah.
I've done all the talking, I'm sorry, babe. I'm gonna let you do some talking now. So, number 2, the opportunity to live in different countries.
住む国を柔軟に選ぶことができるっていうことですね。もちろん国際カップルじゃなかったとしても柔軟に住む場所を選ぶことができると思いますが、例えば日本人同士で付き合っていた場合、お互いの家族とか友達は日本にいるし、特にどこの国に住もうかって話になることなく、自然の流れで日本に住もうかなってなると思います。国際カップルだと まあ、必ず将来どちらの国に住もうかっていう話になりますまあ僕たちもそうですね、まあ、僕たちの場合は日本もイギリスも好きなので、まあ、迷います。両方とも住みたいですね日本イギリスだけに限らず他の国にも住んでみたいっていう気持ちあります。その場合はジョーは英語を世界のいろんなとこで教えることもできるし、
Or I can teach physics.
Yeah, you have physics license, teaching license. Yeah. 僕はシンガポールのようになんか日本の医師の資格を使えるような国とか、イギリスのように医師として働けるような試験を設けている国で働くこともできるし、まあ簡単な道のりではないですが、まあ、フレキシブルになれるようにしていきたいね。
Okay, on to number 3. Learning about each other's cultures. So, according to the World Economic Forum, the WEF, our countries, England and Japan, are respectively the 6th and the 4th most popular countries in the world that people want to visit. And the reason for that isn't like because we have these sexy tropical beaches or crazy attractions. It's because both of our countries have these like famously rich and historic cultures. So I personally feel very lucky to be dating this lovely man, and not just because he is heaven on legs. But also because I get to experience this amazing country with him every day. Like, every day I learn something new, whether it's a little quirk he's got from growing up here, or when we get to visit beautiful places together, or just like going out experiencing local food and shopping together. So don't you agree? How do you think you've noticed the culture difference?
なんか you're open-minded?
I'm very open-minded.
気持ちの表現とかがすごいオープンで、まあ正直に気持ちを伝えたりとか表現したり、ラブいやなんか、まあ、日本だとそんなに、まあ、気持ちを正直に伝えるのが難しかったりとかするけど、まあ日本人とかあんまり I love you とか言わないし、そういうね愛の表現とかいろんな気持ちの表現を学んだというか、自分もそういう風になってきたというか、すごいいい、影響を受けてる。
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
よかった。And I can really see myself changing like all the time. Like for instance, every year I go back home for Christmas and I always notice new differences in like myself. Like the fact that I say like constantly. So, like someone's talking to me like I forgot that that isn't something we do in England. Or like how I reply to Japanese and English with 大丈夫 And also like England isn't a culture where we wear shoes indoors like all the time. We just, you know, usually we take them off. But when I go back to England now, I get to the front door and I'm like strict as hell. I'm like shoes instantly off. And I have my own little like Joe pile at the front door of like just my shoes. And the rest of the family would go and casually take off their shoes when they want to. I felt like an outsider, a shoe outsider. Japan has definitely influenced me, I think. Like, do you notice any differences in me since we started dating?
I get that you're saying. なんか I used to do that a lot.
You still do that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you used to get upset when I did that.
But now I've learned it's all about clarification. If I get the I'm like, right, babe, which are we talking about here? Just tell me and then we're fine. Anything else?
あとは your cooking is more like Japanese style.
Oh, getting there.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely cook more Japanese style food now than I used to.
I like it.
Good.
Both.
Both, yeah, safe option. Thank you. Okay, so this is the end of 3つのファクトリー I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget that you had a challenge to fulfill. If we made you smile, if we made you laugh, then please subscribe and share with your friends. Everyone wins. Alright, so we're looking forward to seeing you next time as always. So, bye bye.
バイバイ。
もっと私たちの動画を見たい人はチャンネル登録と高評価をお願いします。